We're going to have just an introduction, just a chit chat today. Okay. Oh, and we're not going to learn anything today. just an introduction, all right? Just an introduction. From next week, we'll learn ICT. Today, we're just going to have an introduction only, all right? So I want you guys to focus on the important stuff that I'm going to say here, because see, from next week onwards, we won't be talking about these things. So a lot of important things regarding why you chose ICT, and then why I chose to teach ICT, and whatnot. Yeah, you have a lot of benefits, right? I mean, choosing ICT has its own perks. So we'll be talking about the benefits you get, the benefits you have, and then how we'll be learning ICT online. And some of you might have learned ICT from grade 6 onwards. Some of you might have learned ICT from grade 1 onwards. Yeah. International schools, they have ICT from grade 1, is it? 1 or 2? I don't exactly know. But I know that they have from like very small age. And see, I'll ask you a few questions. If you wish, you can answer them. I mean, sort of must. I'm not going to force you. So if you wish, you can answer those questions, and we'll see if it's good for you and for me. So to start with, now, some of you might have brothers or sisters who might have been my students earlier. Some of you might be totally new. So it's okay. Everybody starts somewhere, right? And I have one special question I have never asked anyone before this, all right? I'm just gonna ask you just to get your opinion here. I haven't asked this question from anybody else. I mean, like the online batch, I haven't asked anyone. All right, it's the first time. You wanna hear the question? Question is, how do you want me to speak? How do you want me to speak during the class? Do you want me to speak in English totally? Do you want me to mix another language, like Tamil or Sinhala? I mean, when the class is going on, do you want me to mix another language and speak, or fully English is fine? What do you guys think? You can respond to my questions through the chat, because your mic is muted. Mic will be muted because there are troublemakers I'm not saying you are a troublemaker, but there are troublemakers. um, okay, we have like fully English, one vote, one vote for fully English. What else? Come on, guys. We have a couple of participants today. Okay, another vote for bilingual. What's the other language? What's the other language you prefer? Let's see. There's a vote for mixing Tamil with English. Right. Tamil and English. I can accept anything. All right. Okay, Rena, guys, I'm really happy about this because you guys are responding. You guys are interacting in the class. That's really good. All right. Now I'm in a tight spot here because all these days, all these years, I've been doing classes for like 10 years now. See, guys, myself, I'm Raashid Ahamed. You might know from the posters. I'm from Mavanal. Okay, in case you guys didn't know, I'm from Mavanal, obviously, Sri Lanka. Um, so I had this YouTube channel which I started during the COVID lockdown. I was able to upload like a couple of videos. I think like 10 or so during the lockdown. But after the lockdown, I couldn't really record any videos for YouTube. But I was doing online classes though. See, mostly I'm focused on A-level ICT, so I'm not doing O-level ICT anywhere on site. Okay, on site classes for O-levels, no, not doing them. Only online and only one batch. I'm more focused on A-level ICT, but I've been doing this O-level ICT for a long time because I'll tell you the reason. When I was like you, I learned in an international school from like up to grade 7. I learned in an international school. We had ICT from the beginning itself. It was not ICT, it was computer studies. That's what I can remember. Computer studies was the subject. Then when we moved to Mavanalla, I was from Matale. So I moved to Mavanalla and we started school at Baduri. So there it was a government school, and they didn't have ICT. Grade 8, no ICT. At that time, we didn't have ICT. Nowadays, you guys have ICT, right? From grade 6 onwards, you have ICT. But back then, we didn't have ICT for grade 8 and stuff. So I was very interested in IT since my childhood. So in grade 10, we started IT, like you guys now. We started ICT in our school, and the problem was we didn't have a really good teacher. We had a teacher, but no, there was a gap. You could say there was a gap. So grade 10, not so satisfactory. So, when I came to A levels, also same problem. Big gap. I mean, the gap. No proper teacher for ICT. Not only in our school, a lot of schools. So that is the reason. That is the reason I started teaching ICT when I was at the university itself, when I was at the university itself, I started teaching ICT, and then I continued it. So it's been 10 years now. Now, the reason I'm telling you these things is because um, I wanted you to know why I started teaching. I started teaching ICT because there was a need back then when we were going to school. So and then a lot of teachers came up. So it's okay, good. So about the language thing. Now I do on-site classes as well. I was doing on-site classes for A-levels also, but then when I got really busy with A-level classes, I stopped after a particular batch. I did not start any new batches for on-site classes, only online. But you can rest assured that I would continue it until the end of your exam. Till your exam will be doing your class, so you don't have to worry about dropping out. Unless you drop out, I won't drop you out. Uh, well, given that I'm in good health, uh, well, we'll see. Okay. Um, so, guys, today I wanted to share with you a few things about how how this class would be conducted and what you should do, what is your part, and how we can cover up your syllabus and so on, so blah blah blah. Right. So one thing, we'll have um, classes. I'll walk you through all the basic stuff. But first of all, I'll tell you about the language thing I asked in the beginning. For online classes, usually I do fully English. Okay, all these days so far, I've been doing fully English because it's an English medium class, right? So um, I feel like it's not a good thing if I mix another language, because if I speak in Tamil, there might be other students um, who cannot understand Tamil. If you speak, if I speak in Sinhala, there might be students who might not be able to understand Sinhala as much. So I I was like sticking on to only English throughout the class. I was sticking on to fully English, but then you know later on I thought, why mix another language? But if I'm mixing another language, the most suitable one to mix with English in Sri Lanka would be Sinhala, right? Because like most of the people understand Sinhala. So if I am if I am to mix another language, like go bilingual, I can go with Sinhala, but not much Tamil. All right. So we'll stick to English itself. and see if it's going well. If not, we'll see if we can go bilingual, right? Okay, and there was a question, can you open up your cameras? Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to open up your cameras because, again, some of you, I mean, I don't know any one of you, right? I don't know any one of you personally. So there are certain people who join the groups, the class groups, and they cause trouble during the class. They are not students. They're not students. They join the group for fun, and they're not even O-level students. Sometimes they are spies of other classes, or admins of other classes. They cause trouble. Okay, they just join during our class and switch on the video and um, use the video to disturb the class. Okay, so that is why I have chosen not to allow students to open up their camera or their mic. But if you have anything you want to ask me or tell me, you can put it in the chat box. I'm always eyes onto them. Okay, I can see your messages even when I'm speaking during the class. I can see your messages coming up. So that's okay. But other than that, I hope you guys understood the reason why I don't love students to switch on the camera or the mic. Okay, now coming on to how the class would be conducted. Grade 10, right? So, like I said earlier, some of you might have learned something in ICT from grade 6 onwards. Some of you might have had the subject at school, but sometimes you might not have had a proper teacher. Sometimes you might have to go through no subject. I don't know. So in grade 10, now that's a big question for everyone. Do you need to have a previous knowledge in ICT to do ICT in grade 10? To choose ICT, now ICT is a basket subject, right, for all of us. So to choose ICT for grade 10 or for your O levels, do you need a previous knowledge in ICT? Do you need to have a lot of knowledge in IT and computers and stuff? No. No. You don't need a previous knowledge of ICT to start ICT in grade 10. Okay, you can start ICT in grade fresh because we learn from the beginning. We learn all the basics from the beginning itself. From the beginning itself, we learn all the stuff. So you don't need to have a previous knowledge on IT to start with grade 10 ICT. Plus, there is a doubt for people. Now, there's another thing. Is it hard? Is ICT hard? It's like a joke, right? I mean, that question is a joke, isn't it? ICT is not hard. It's everything around us, isn't it? I mean, think about it. The world, everything around the world is changing with ICT nowadays. So Guys, it's not hard. It's just a new topic. That's all. It's just a new topic. So, and some teachers, in schools, teachers they normally discourage or demotivate students from choosing ICT because of one main reason: no teachers, no teachers for ICT. So if you trust in this process, if you trust in this process of our class, now I have a reputation, Lankan Mentor. That is my website and the YouTube channel and everything. So we do the classes from the beginning until your O-level exams. So even if you don't have teachers at school, say less. Yeah, I got you covered, guys. But the thing is this: if you have ICT at school, it's a double benefit. But don't worry, I got you covered. Okay, so um, this is how we're gonna do it. All right, we normally do the theory. We normally do the theory part in the class, and then after one chapter is over, we'll be having some quiz. Like sometimes in between the lesson, also in between one chapter, we'll have a few quiz uh, sessions. And after one chapter is over, we'll be having a unit test, unit test paper. So you can revise. It's up to you. You can do the paper or not. It's up to you. It's up to you. And about textbooks. Now, I don't know how many of you have got the textbooks. You can get the textbooks from my website. It's there, lankanmentor.com. Or else you can join the channel, Lankan Mentor WhatsApp channel. I'll upload it there. You can download it, the PDF of grade 10 chapter 1 and grade 11 chapter 1 for now. Yeah, that's enough, right? I'll put it in the channel. And what else do you need? So during the class, again, if you have any doubts, please ask me, okay? Nobody can see your messages except me. Nobody can see what you are messaging me. And nobody else can message between each other, so no disturbances for you. If you have a question, just type it, right? When it comes to term exams, we won't be focusing much on term exam papers because for some students, term exam will be this month. For some students, term exam will be next month. So there is a clash of timetables there. And sometimes, if you ask me a question when I'm explaining something, I might not reply to that question immediately, but definitely I will reply to that question after I'm done. All right. So don't think about timing your question. Just put it. Okay. Just type your question and put it in the chat box. I'll get back to you when I'm done with my explanation of the current whatever I'm talking. When I'm done with that, I'll talk about your question. Right. And one special thing in my class is you don't have to write notes. You don't have to write notes. So it'll be boring, right? It's not boring. That is why that is why we have quizzes. At the end of the lesson, you have quizzes that you can participate. Have you guys used Kahoot? Kahoot is it's an interactive platform. We'll be doing quizzes after the class. So if you focus on the class, then you can make it. Okay. So that's all that I wanted to tell you guys. And I just want to assure you that I'll be doing this class till the end. I'm telling you again, up to your O levels. So even your seniors, your super seniors, you can talk to them. Well, if you know. So we even have a exam for them coming up. I mean, your super seniors are sitting for their O levels in March, right? So for the March students, we have an exam coming up, ICT exam, 2 days, phase 1 and phase 2, 2 days, 200 questions. 200 questions. 2 hour paper, 2 hour, I mean, 2 hour for 100 questions, another 2 hour for 100 questions. Totally 4 hour paper, 200 questions. Online. Okay, so it's easy. We'll see, yeah? That's not for you, okay, for your super seniors. Yeah, and sometimes, I'll be sharing the screen of my computer and I'll be sharing certain photos or videos or slides with you. Sometimes I'll be using the whiteboard. Depends on the situation, depends on the need. So I'm gonna end up today's introduction session.